Okay, well, I think we can start, and I will just let people join, let people in from the lobby. Just to let everybody know, good evening for those that have joined us. Just to let everyone be aware that the session will be recorded this evening, and we hope to share that on the platforms and the various sort of YouTube channel that we will share with you on the Wintringham Community Facebook page. So just let you know that the forum is being recorded. As always, please do speak up, and would love to hear if you have any questions. We can certainly take those along the way or answer them at the end, whichever you feel fits within the presentation. And as always, drop stuff in the chat if you'd like to. If that's easier, then we'll get round to those at intervals, and hopefully we can answer questions. Anything we can't answer this evening, we'll certainly take a note and come back to you or post some of the responses, as I say, back on some of the social channels as well. For those that don't know me, I'm hoping I know most of you now, or certainly know who I am. I'm Christine, I'm the Community Development Lead here at Wintringham. I'm based in the black container office that you've probably driven past or seen just opposite the school or just further along Nuffield Road. So if you wanted to see me at any point, please get in touch, make an appointment. Would love to talk to you, find out how you're getting on. My details, if you haven't got them, they should all be in the welcome pack that you had when you moved in. My card is in there, but by all means, I'm happy to share those. So welcome, and I just want to introduce Paul Murphy, who is our CCP lead here. So Paul, sorry, did you not say hi and introduce yourself?
Hi everybody, hello.
And as I'm sure many of you have come across, is Scott, who's the chairman of our Wintringham Residents Association. So welcome, Scott, this evening. And the forum tonight is a shared forum that we try and do every other month with Urban and Civic and with the Residents Association. So hopefully between the two of us, we can bring you some information and updates and a chance really for everybody to kind of have a chat and get involved. This is very much your place to contribute and share ideas, and let us know if there's anything how we can support you. So bear with me, I'm just going to let a few more people in, but if you want to go to the next slide, Paul, we can hopefully move through. So this evening we'll start off shortly. Scott will give an update from the Residents Association, and I'll then just update from community and from our perspective as well. We work really closely, so hopefully some of those should be along the same lines. And then Paul will give an update on some of the key phase 2 and district centre developments, and just following sort of various consultations, a little bit of update and information around that. So hopefully there's some information there this evening that you can all get involved with and certainly take away from. Bear with me. So next slide, Paul, sorry.
I've got it, Christine, I've been letting them in.
Okay, thanks. Juggling.
Cool. Okay, hello. I'm Scott. I am the chair of our Residents Association. For anyone that is new to Wintringham, who are we and what do we do? So we are a group of volunteers using up our own time to help build a strong and connected, thriving community. So what do we do? So as a group, we highlight any issues that are coming from the voices of the community, as well as leading community events to ensure our goal of connecting our community. We have got a new member that is with us today. So Will has just joined. And if any of you would like to be involved, please do reach out. Deborah's done a fantastic piece of work designing a leaflet, which we'll hopefully be delivering to your doors over the course of this half of the year. This will explain exactly who we are, what we do, how you can get involved, and it'll be a really informative update. So look out for that. That'll be really good. Next slide, please, Paul. So how do you get involved? How do you find out more about what's going on in the community at Wintringham? So if you haven't already, please join the Wintringham Facebook page. So it is linked at the bottom just there. So just Facebook search Wintringham community, and it's got UK at the end of it now, because we did get quite a few Americans signing up, because there is a Wintringham in America. If you haven't already, once you've joined the community, there is also pinned to the top, you can join the community WhatsApp. So we have WhatsApps for all of the house builders, and we have a WhatsApp for the entire community. So you can join there and get the updates as soon as they happen, which is also a very good tool for discussing anything that you would like to with your neighbours. Lastly, we have a website, so we update the website as often as possible. This has really good information on it, so bin days, what goes in what bin. One of our residents did a really good update on explaining the internet options that we have, and then how you join the neighborhood watch, etc. Everything you need to know about Wintringham is on our website, so take a quick screenshot or a picture of that website, or we can share it out after if need be. Next slide, please, Paul. So, as a group of volunteers running all of these events, how do we get our money? How do we run these events for you? So last year we had a grant from St Neots Town Council, so we had a little bit remaining. This year we successfully went back to St Neots Town Council and got a further grant for our funding for this year, as well as Urban and Civic helping us with funding as well. So that pot helps us deliver everything that hopefully you see and enjoy. Do come along if you see any of our events that we are planning. They are all designed to bring us all closer together. Paul, next slide, please. So what have we done so far? Hopefully you would have all have seen our Easter egg hunt that we advertised. So that was really popular this year. We had a number of Easter eggs dotted around Wintringham, and you could go round, find them all, and then on Bank Holiday Easter Monday, you could come, give your little form to Peter Rabbit and receive a chocolate bunny. So that was really popular. The kids absolutely loved it, and you can see from the picture, Peter Rabbit was brilliant. The sunflower competition. So you should have all received your sunflower competitions for those that signed up. So you would have received a little pack. So the sunflower competition is now in full swing. Please do share your pictures as and when you get a bit of progression. So mine are about this big at the moment. I don't think they're a winner at the moment, but touch wood, I will get a couple of meters out of them. Next slide, please, Paul. So really quickly, just to share kind of what we're doing and what the future kind of looks like for the rest of the year. So as we touched on, sunflower competition, egg hunt have gone. Our next big event will be Wintringham Community Day, which I'll touch on shortly. We're planning to hold a neighbourhood watch kind of event to kind of understand what neighbourhood watch is, how will it help the development, and hopefully we'll have some kind of police engagement on that as well. We'll then have summer, where everyone's away, and we come back to Diwali at Wintringham, and then in the new year we will be doing again Lunar New Year. Next slide, please, Paul. So as I mentioned, Touchwood, our biggest event that the Residents Association will be holding will be Wintringham Community Day. So we're working with Urban and Civic to bring a kind of street party, community fair type event to the plaza. So it will be on the plaza and in the school. Touchwood, we have fantastic weather because we have a DJ coming, we have some food trucks, we have a bouncy castle, obstacle course, loads of games. So hopefully it'll be a really good event for all of the community, no matter what age you are, to come along. If you're new to Wintringham, just knock on your next door neighbour's door and invite them down. If you're not new to Wintringham, you've been here a little while, again, knock on your next door neighbour's door, invite them down, come and have a drink and celebrate everything that is good about our community. Next slide, please, Paul. So just to touch on Neighbourhood Watch. So Neighbourhood Watch is really fundamental in building our community and making sure that we all feel safe and heard. So please do sign up to the Neighbourhood Watch if you can. There is a WhatsApp on our WhatsApp groups, and the link to actually sign up to the Neighbourhood Watch is on our website. So please sign up if you can. Like I said, in some point in the year, we'll be bringing a information update on Neighbourhood Watch as well. Next slide. My final plug, I believe, is we now have our first club as such on Wintringham. So we have launched Wintringham in Bloom, which is a gardening slash update on what works well, what doesn't work well for your gardens group. So lots of people are potentially getting their first ever gardens, balcony. So it's a really good group that hopefully we can share all of our successes, maybe things that don't go so well, so that we can all get out in our gardens and enjoy a bit of nature. So that is on Facebook as well. So just search Wintringham in Bloom Facebook page, sign up to that, and then share your successes or ask any questions. I think that's it from me, Paul. Yes. Has anybody got any questions? Everybody looking forward to Wintringham Day. Woo. Thank you.
Amazing. Thanks, Scott. That's great. So just kind of as part of that, and certainly from the Urban and Civic side, I will do the community update. Sorry, just letting Angela in. So basically, for those that are quite new to Wintringham, we run various events across the development, sort of based on the key pillars of Wintringham, if you like. So we bring forward some of the key themes around heritage, ecology, sort of culture and diversity, and the nature and wildlife aspects of the development. So this really is so you can share in a lot of the themes that have been put in and sort of the work behind them and enjoy the features. So just to give you a sort of an idea of some of the things that we have run in the past, we work with Oxford Archaeology East, who do all the initial archaeology before the development's built. So we will do like a heritage event each year. Winching on Wheels, obviously really trying to get people involved in sustainable travel, really kind of highlight some of the bikes and connectivity of Wintringham, and we try and do that and show you some of those connectivity routes and just get people out and about. So we'll sort of hold a bike event with our travel partner, Go Travel. So you'll probably see them post as well. You can sign up for some great incentives and offers as well, with bike vouchers and various things. So, you know, do look out for those. And obviously working with Scott and yourselves, we're looking at running all sorts of sort of cultural events too, for the community. So hopefully you can all enjoy different aspects of everybody that lives here, and we can sort of enjoy some of those celebrations together. In the middle, you'll see the Wintringham Wagtail. So this is our resident magazine, if you like. So we will bring this out sort of 2-3 times a year. This one came out earlier this year, and we're literally just about to shortly approve the next edition. This will be door dropped across the development. So please do let me know if you haven't had that. I will let you know once that's been door dropped. If for whatever reason your property was missed, let me know. We'll make sure that your house is on there. So if you have missed any updates or any forums, everything we talk about this evening, everything coming forward with the development, everything will be in there as well. So it's just another platform for you to be updated, lots of information, contact details. So hopefully don't feel you're missing out if you're not joining the forums or you're not on social media. Everything will be fulfilled in the magazine as well. So please, you know, take time, have a read, and obviously ask questions away. We'd love to hear from you. Next slide, please, Paul. So one of the things we will share in the magazine is just to highlight some of the key events that we've just mentioned this year. Just some ones coming up. Obviously, Wintringham Community Day is an event that we're working with Scott and the lovely association. So we've got lots of things planned there. So we'll slowly start dropping some information about that. You should receive a door drop flyer just to remind you of that too, so you can sort of have details for those or neighbours that aren't on social media. And then next month, or June rather, we've got a sport sort of wellness taster day. So hopefully it'll be an opportunity to see what local clubs and activities there are in the area, just before we bring in sort of community facilities here at Wintringham. So hopefully if you're new to the area, not just Wintringham, it's a chance for you to find out what there is locally. Have a go. It's a free event. Hopefully no previous booking. You can just come along, have a go, and see that you know, what you can join in, and then maybe follow that up with a local club. So hopefully that will be a good day. Witching on Wheels, the bike event we've talked to, is in July. And then throughout the year, we'll hopefully do our summer pop-up street food event again, and certainly events with the Wildlife Trust coming up later in the year. So have a look. We'll obviously share those, and then in the middle there'll be lots, sort of peppered with lots of other smaller events and things as well. One of the things we'd like to follow up on, as most of you have done, kindly participated within our Quality of Life Foundation survey, which is something that we take really seriously. We'd love to hear your feedback. So there were some themes that came out of there we'd like to explore a little bit more, and I'll shortly be perhaps advertising some really informal meetups, probably at the Urban and Civic Office, just to come along and have a chat and, you know, see if we can understand a little bit more about some of your feedback that was put in there. So that will be something we'll do with the Resident Association as well. So we'll shortly be posting some information about that. Thanks. Next slide, please, Paul. So for those of you that haven't sampled the cuisine yet, some of these are quite new, but just to remind everybody that we have food trucks on the Wintringham School Plaza. So we have a regular truck, alternate trucks, different cuisine, one truck every Friday from 5 to 8 p.m. And we've just launched a coffee truck, which Perky Beans will be on the plaza. They started last week, so they will now be on the plaza on Monday and Friday. They've literally just changed their times from today, so they'll be there from 8:30 to 1:30. So do come along and support. For those of you who've been here for about 4 years, you'll know that we've sampled and tried to do food trucks before and stopped and started. So all I would really say is if you love having the food trucks, it very much depends. They're small businesses. We support them where we can, but it really depends on footfall. And if you want them, it's use them to keep them. That really is the messaging. But we'll hopefully try and support where we can. But obviously, the more that they're used, the more that other food trucks will come here, and this pitch will be seen as a really nice pitch for them to be part of. So hopefully we'll be able to add variety to the food truck offering as the development grows. To keep up to date with which food trucks will be available, Off the Beaten Truck are our food truck partner, so you can follow them on Facebook. They also post on the Wintringham Community UK page, so hopefully you'll see those, and they'll let you know which food truck will be coming each week. And then the We Are Wintringham Instagram and Facebook pages will post on there too. So do have a look if you want to see what's coming, decide what you want for supper on a Friday, or if that's something that you'd be interested in. But we'll let you know what's coming each week. Thanks. Next slide. Just something else we have launched today, just on food trucks. So we're doing a bit of an Instagram giveaway. This will be shared if you go onto We Are Wintringham. You'll see the post went live literally late this evening. So really, it's just an opportunity to win £25 worth of food truck vouchers. So it's literally just sharing and liking on the pages. The QR code's there if you want it, but just have a look on the Instagram page or We Are Wintringham, and it's £25 vouchers to be redeemed against at the end of the prize draw against the food trucks on Friday. So yeah, jump along to that, like and follow on those, and the winner will be chosen at random. So we'll certainly get in touch and yeah, let you know. We'll have some winners hopefully for there. Thanks, Paul. Okay,
Thanks,
so that's
Christine.
from me. If there's any questions, as I say, have a think, drop them in the chat, or you're very welcome to contact me direct, or certainly raise anything towards the end of the meeting if you want to kind of mention anything then. So just handing over to Paul now just to do a roundup of development updates, but thank you.
Thanks, Christine. Evening, everybody. Just wanted to give a brief update on Wintringham Quay Phase 2, which is the land going sort of further down from the school opposite one of the brooks. This is a few slides of a presentation that was given to St Neots Town Council back in March. This is now in planning, but I just wanted to sort of let people know exactly what's happening with the district centre and what's happening with Key Phase 2, what you can expect. Here's just a sort of a bit of a timeline really on where we've been. As you can see, it started almost 10 years ago, back in August, where we had introductory meetings and different sort of consultations with residents and the wider community. And here we are in April now, where the Key Phase 2 application has gone in for planning, and there's other consultations happening. Well, the planning consultations will happen between now and the summer. So it's been quite a lengthy time, and obviously in planning and large developments, it can take this amount of time. So let's talk about the outline planning and the phasing really. So this just outlines the whole of the key phase. Key phase 1 is where everybody lives at the moment, and you can see that the 428 running down there. The whole Wintringham will have 2,800 homes when it's finished. It'll have 2 primary schools. It already has the first one. It'll have a district centre and a local centre, which I'll go on to talk about a bit later. And the whole of the development will be interconnected with cycle paths and footpaths and bridleways. It'll also have some employment space as well when we get down to Key Phase 3 a little bit, obviously also in Key Phase 2. So as you can see where we are at the moment with Key Phase 1 and deliverables, this is where we are presently. Over here, if you can see my cursor, is the future district centre, and I'll talk a bit about that in a second. Obviously, here we are with the primary school. I've lost my cursor. Here we are with the primary school. So we're talking about the land which is to the east of the primary school and to the back of our urban and civic sales offices, that goes all the way down to one of the sud lakes at the bottom of the development there. So it'll have 2 primary schools. Everybody's aware of the first primary school here. We've now got over 130 students across the year groups. More children coming from outside the development. I think as the years go on, we'll have more children from Wintringham itself, and the preschool is nearly full. So it's been very, 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 very successful. So here's a sort of artist's impression of what the district centre will look like. Don't take it exactly verbatim, because not all of it's been agreed. But if I can take you through the bits we do know, you'll be aware of the pond here, just where the Cambridge Road is here. We're just currently in negotiations with a food retailer to have a food store here, and also some retail outlets here, probably about 5 or 6. Typically, these will be sort of outlets for, it could be fast food takeaway, it could be a vet's, it could be an optician's, it could be anybody that will take, local businesses that will take those units, and also some businesses there as well. Here, if you can see my cursor, we've got a large eatery, and I suppose the best way of describing it is sort of a large multi-seater eatery. And again, we're looking for hopefully a local supplier to take that on, but again, that'll be I don't want to describe it as a sort of a Frankie and Benny's, because it won't be a Frankie and Benny's, but it's that type of size and that type of style that we'll be looking for. And obviously car parks here for the food store when it comes in. Eventually here, this is part B of the development. This is likely to have a community centre eventually, a library, and it'll also have a health provision as well. So that's still sort of in the planning at the moment, but this is a bit nearer to where we are in the whole of the key phasing. To the sort of north of the development, that land there that goes down to the bottom of towards the lakes there, we're in discussions with David Lloyd clubs to have a David Lloyd club there. That's something that could happen probably in negotiations towards the end of the summer, starting next year for building. But as I say, we're still in negotiations with them, but they're the type of things that are coming forward for the district centre. So if we sort of focus a bit more on Key Phase 2, that's obviously the land that goes south. We do obviously have some power lines that are there, and we'll be looking to take them out. As you can see, this is Key Phase 2 here on the diagram. The power lines will come through here. No one likes to have power lines, so the idea is that what we'll do is we'll put those underground, so they will go. That's quite a big project. That could take a couple of years to do, but in the meantime, we'll be working on all the sort of infrastructure and facilities that will bring Key Phase 2 forward. So as you know, we're a master developer. The way we work is that we license parcels for builders. Builders license the land. They don't have to pay out for the land in most cases. They just get their own planning permission, and through a design code, build the developments that we see. And as you can see here, there's 4 parcels here. And of course, they're all interlinked between these greenways here that pass through, and all the other bridleways and walkways that go through as well. And we call these green corridors. This piece of land here is what will be a railway field. I was walking there last Monday. It really is a nice, quiet place, and that will be developed to be a nice sort of tranquil place to walk. As you can see, the focal point will be the school, which will be here in the middle of the area. And if we go further through, you can see it start to build. There'll be more of these what we call suds. They are actually sort of man-made drainage systems. You can see there's 3 of them there at the bottom of Key Phase 1. These will be landscaped, and they will look sort of really nice. But the actual feature of them is to take the rainwater, and they go up and down as rain comes in. But we also hold them so that water stays in there all the time, so they don't sort of just go down and sort of get muddy and nothing can live in there. So again, what we'll do is put all these trees and walkways through the development in between the parcels. And as you can see, this building now, between the connections that we're doing that will bring all this together, these roads here, there's culverts going in here. Culverts are just sort of big type of sort of supporting bridges that will link these spine roads, as we call them, through, and these will go through the development forward, going further down into it. And you can see the whole of the development building up here. And I mentioned also about how we connect them. There'll be a bridleway and cycle paths and walkways all around the development, and you can see going through the development as well to sort of bring everything together. So this is how it'll look. As you can see, that Key Phase 1 will have about 1,600 houses. Key Phase 2 will have about 900 houses, 54 acres of open parkland. You can see it's a lot less dense than Key Phase 1. And here is where I was talking about the railway fields before, and also be connected with the primary school, and also for the community, more astroturfs and football pitches and other types of pitches, training pitches. And we're talking to Living Sport and Sport for England about how they come forward, and also to the wider community. But just to remind people that these are for the residents of Wintringham primarily, as opposed to further groups outside of St Neots. So typically this is an artist's impression, a CGI of how it will look. As you can see, we're continuing with the walkways and the tree-lined avenues as you go through. This is what Pelham Road will look like as it joins the rest of the Pelham Road from the Key Phase 1. You can see up there the key here. And again, this is how the school would look, with these wonderful big green spaces and walkways and cycleways. This is typically how obviously where the school would sit in the rest of the development in Key Phase 2. If you look at the key up in the top right. And again, this is just sort of showing where how these key phases, how these developments and these green spaces will materialise over the years. We've got the railway fields here, butterfly meadows. These are the suds or the lakes I was talking about. And there's lots of walks and landscaping areas that will come forward as the development matures. And I think a final slide, as I spoke about the key walkways through, there's public rights of way that we have going through the development, and we're in consultations with all different types of people, Ramblers Association, the British Horse Society, just to make sure that when those public rights of way are effectively cut off as they stand at the moment, we will be replacing them with bridleways and walkways, and obviously being still able to take the existing public rights of way, go through Key Phase 2 and end up on existing public rights of way that carry on and continue forward. It's quite a long process, and you have to sort of make sure that everyone is consulted before you apply with different councils, especially I think it's the Cambridgeshire County Council here. So when these are extinct, we make sure we've got provision for alternative routes. And also we're working with the A428 scheme as well, because obviously as the 428 moves, some of these public rights of way will have to be moved and adjusted as well. So that's a very short summary of what Key Phase 2 will look like as we go forward. Is there any sort of questions that I can take?
Hiya. Oh, sorry. Can you hear me?
I can.
Oh, right. Hiya. You know, with the phase 1 part, with where the water bits are at the moment, and it's all closed off, and you have to walk on the phase 2 section at the bottom. When is that going to be open? Because it says it's supposed to be open in October of this year, but there's no work been going on down there for since ages, to be fair. So I'm wondering when we'll be able to actually start using that bit, because I walk around there with the dog. So, so I'm just wondering when the phase 1 part will be actually opened for the lakes and stuff at the bottom.
Yes, so we were hoping to get those open for later summer, and we've having to install what's called culverts, and these are essentially very sort of strong bridges that go over those brooks that will take the road from existing roads going through from the spine roads. They're currently being built at the moment. They will be going in over the summer, and they should be finished by the end of the year. It may be possible to get that open by late autumn, but it is looking like towards the end of the year. It all depends how those building works go, really.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, can I just quickly ask a question? Oh, sorry, I've got to put my hand up.
Sure.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just looking at, I'm just going through everyone with their hands up. Sorry.
I do apologise.
No, you're fine. Please, go ahead. Is that Paul?
It is, yes.
Hello.
Hello there, Christine. You're all right.
Yeah, good. We'll let you speak in. Don't worry. That's fine.
I'm sorry.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you
absolutely.
too.
Yeah, great.
I just wanted to double check that Paul's reply was correct, because I think, Paul, you might have misunderstand where we are, because Sharon's just commented about that, because that's one of the comments that I wanted to ask. There's already a bridge there where you're talking about, so I don't understand what you mean by coverts. I'm a bit confused.
Sorry. So there's bridges there, but they're footbridges. Where the spine roads, which is Pelham Road and Brett Road, finish at the bottom of Key Phase 1, they will continue going across to Key Phase 2. So the bridges there are just footbridges. These are ones that will take traffic, and they have to be, if they like, they basically have to be big, like cast iron concrete toilet rolls, if that's the right word to use. They have to be built off site and then lowered in, and so the road can go over the top, so they're secure to take traffic.
Okay. Oh, right. Okay. Thank you, Paul. Apologies for interrupting.
No worries. No worries.
It's nice to see you.
And you. Thank you, Christine.
Also, just to add on to that, the culverts are also for construction traffic as well, to keep them safe while we're building into Key Phase 2. So initially they'll be key construction culverts, which will then develop into the road. So they're culverts for developing Key Phase 2 initially. So that's what you will see. But unfortunately, I'd have loved to have had those open. I had lots of ecology things planned for walks around the lakes, and to open that up, but we're hoping that we still have that the leisure route round. But yeah, hopefully we'll get those open for the public sort of early next year. But if it comes soon, I shall certainly let you know. Will, sorry, got your hand up. Nice to see you.
You too, and no worries. I was just wondering, and apologies if I missed this, Paul, while you were talking, but around the district centre and the things like that, and all of that commercial space that's being developed, do we have timelines on that, or do you just have the timelines for the negotiations so far?
We do have timelines, and I can share those with you. Like anything with planning, with these large sort of infrastructures that we're doing, that they go backwards and forwards. So we try and sort of we try and put pegs in the ground to say when we hope we're going to have these installed. It's likely that David Lloyd will come perhaps earlier than the food store, just because David Lloyd, it's a different they're just buying the land from us, if you like, and they're just going to build what they need to build. The food store is just taking a bit longer through just negotiations of what we're doing. But when the food store is agreed, the planning will go in for the restaurant and the retail outlets as well as one, and that will all be built all at one go. Whoever takes the food store won't want to build the food store, then have their car parks or other sort of works going on, so it all happen in one go.
Okay, so that's hinged upon that, but then the health centre, the library, the kind of community provisions, are they going to be council owned? And if so, how are the conversations going with that?
So no, let's start with the health centre. The health centre, none of it will be council owned. All the buildings generally will be owned by Urban and Civic. They may be leased back to different health authorities, and in terms of the community centre, it may get leased back probably as the years go on to the council, but they'll all be owned by ours. In terms of the health centre, that's all to do with numbers and working with the NHS, because whilst we will build the building, they will need to staff it and fund it in terms of the people that work there and kit it all out. So that's all to do with negotiations on numbers. With the community centre, we're obliged under our Section 106 agreement to put a community centre in. That is perhaps some way off at the moment, just through the numbers of people that are going to be living there. So what the plan would be, and this is only sort of, I wouldn't say an idea, but what we could do is commandeer some of that retail outlet to go above it, to have a temporary community centre there. So we've got something until the new one is built.
Okay, thank you.
Just having a look. Sorry, anyone that's got their hand up, if you just introduce yourself. There's a few. Anyone else that just wants to make us. Sorry, Marcus, appreciate you got your hand up too.
Hi, yeah. So actually, I was going to ask about the timescales as well. So I didn't quite catch the pause. So I appreciate there are lots of variables, but have you got sort of any idea at all when you're likely to see a spade in the ground for the district centre? Are we kind of looking, next year, 5 years away, 10 years? What do you, can you just give us sort of a ballpark for when we might see something happening there?
No, I mean, we'd expect to go into planning this year for the district centre, for the food store and those retail outlets. So we're planning on applying for planning this year. So we'll probably hopefully start works next year.
Yeah, okay. And then possibly like a year or so of construction, that sort of time scale.
Correct. Yeah.
And have you got can you give us some idea about what sort of size we're looking at for the food store? I mean, from the plan, it looks, say, bigger than the Spar, the local Spar, for example, but not as big as the big Tesco. Can you just give us like some sort of something to hook onto in terms of how big it's going to be?
I can't at the moment. I can't remember what the square footage is, but I can let you know that. I can't. I'll need to speak to the development manager about that. But I can let you know what that square footage is going to be.
But just roughly, it's sort of bigger than a corner shop, but not as big as a,
Yeah.
So you'd be able to go and get your essentials there, but probably not a weekly shop. Is that the sort of, that's the right?
Fairly,
no.
It's a fairly significant store. It'll be one level. So, but yeah, it's fairly significant. I'm just trying to look where have the square footage, but yeah, it's quite a significant store, Marcus. It'll certainly be bigger than the Loves Farm Tesco's. Yeah, but obviously not the big Tesco's, as we like to say. Yeah, but as Paul said, we can have a look at square footage and just to give you an idea on that.
Yeah. And just one last question, sorry, while I'm on, so just any indicative timescales on phase 2?
So we are expecting planning back, assuming all goes well, this summer. And once that happens, we'll be appointing contractors to start putting all the remedial work in for that. So it's possible. Well, I say it won't be a builder's spade in the ground, but it will be a contractor spade in the ground probably towards the end of the year.
Yeah, so that'll be sort of infrastructure works, and then first occupations will be a two or so years away.
26.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Paul.
Any more questions? Hit us up. Welcome to answer any things we can help with. As I say, we a lot of this will cover within the wagtail, but certainly information for those of you. This was covered a little bit in the previous wagtail. If you would like that as well, that's certainly on our website. You can have a look at. But by all means, please contact Paul or myself if you have questions afterwards that you think of. Be happy to try and answer those for you. I just want to make sure anyone else. Okay. So, hi, Paul.
Paul's got his hand up.
Yeah, I've just worked out how to do it, so fantastic. Put it back down again. Yeah, it's just a quick question from me around the Pelham roundabout. I'm not sure if that's your remit anyway, but do you know when we'll be able to actually turn right opposed to going left and going round the roundabout? Just out of interest.
No, I don't. Sorry, I don't know that.
Okay.
I can find out for you. I can find out for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also when those sort of milestones happen, when those things happen, I'll put a notice on the Wintringham Facebook page to say by by Wednesday you'll be able to turn right, or however it will work. So
Yeah.
when that timeline comes, I'll let you know that.
Okay, thank you, Paul. Appreciate it.
Thank you. So I think if there's
one more. Will?
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
sorry,
Yeah,
me again.
No, go for it.
I just had a quick thought. Obviously, you said about all of the different planning things and stuff like that. Will you be sharing the links to the consultations as well on things like the Facebook group or through the Residents Association website or something?
Yeah, we can do. Yeah.
Well, I'm just thinking we can as residents we can help support rather than object.
Sure.
So were you aware? So we've done a soft key phase 2 consultation. So we had a resident consultation. Is that what you're referring to? We shared that at the last forum, and that was in the last wagtail. Just the feedback from the last key phase 2 consultation. Is that what you meant?
Well, I meant the planning application as well. If there's any public consultation happening with planning through the planning authority, whether that's Hunts or the county, because we as residents can support aspects of that to try and help grease the wheels.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure that's something we can have a look at and let you know as those timelines come through. That's something we could, Paul, and can work with for our development team when we do those.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the planning works in different stages. So what's gone in for planning now is what I presented to you this evening. When those individual components become apparent, like the food store and those other retail outlets, they'll have their own separate planning applications that will go in.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Great. Any more? If not, I think that's it. Thanks everyone for attending. I appreciate it's an evening you're giving up, but thanks for your thoughts and feedback. And as I say, if you think of anything, drop us a line. So the next, we're doing every other month. So Thursday, the 27th of June, we'll regroup again and hopefully give you some more updates. If you'd like, I've had a few people ask if Encore Estate Management can do another update for those that are quite new to the development. We'd like to bring them sort of along every once a quarter just to share how the service charge works and any queries you might have. So more than happy to bring them along to answer questions. And if there's any other parties or people you'd like to hear from, then let me know and we'd love to share those with you. So just say thank you very much, and I hope everyone has a nice rest of your evening, but we shall see you soon. Thank you. Take care. Bye.
Thanks, everybody.